seen a stampede before? Have you witnessed it in all its majesty and splendor?
I don't want to say it's like a mind control thing, but you will literally see a mob of 1,000 or like 500 running. I think that's incredible, that control, the power that it has.
It's very crowded, it's very congested, but something happens and they run out of the park, they just run somewhere, then 5 minutes later they all run back, and I could never understand that. So what's that all about?
I tried explaining it to my Airbnb host, what Pokemon is in general, and Pokemon Go is you pretty much walk around in some sort of way of Google Maps and catch monsters, which are called Pokemon.
Literally the way the game works, like, I mean, you can't just stand here, you know, like, you literally, in order to move your character, you must move physically in the real world. I've actually even lost weight in it.
I don't know what would be there if Pokemon wasn't there. There's nothing that is at the same level. I wouldn't want to imagine life without Pokemon. I think that would be very sad.
My favorite Pokemon is the Jigglypuff! I just like how cute it is and the way it wiggles. It makes me feel like a kid again. Yeah, I'm almost 40 and I'm playing Pokemon.
And what's your favorite Pokemon?
Rattata.
Like someone just cries out like, Snorlax, and people just run like blocks away. You know, false alarm, people. But like, I've been a part of those stampedes, you know, both false alarms and legitimate Pokemon like sightings. And when you get there and you actually catch the thing, it's such a feeling of just satisfaction and joy. And people are cheering and it's going on. It's just such a great feeling.
I mean, you see Pokemon Go in the newspapers. You see restaurants giving discounts depending on what team you're on. You see advertisements all around. Like, it's taken the city by storm in a commercial sense and in a personal sense. It's amazing, it really is. And we love to see that. We love to see our city embracing this part of our childhood. What definitely separates this from any other kind of social media craze is it's combining the game with just walking around and seeing people in reality too. It's not just virtual reality. I mean, people walk up to you and they're complete strangers and they're like, hey, did you get that ride on? That's like 2 blocks that way and 1 block up.
It's augmented reality.
It is. It's really cool. And it's, I mean, why would you not want to be a part of this craze? I mean, it's great.
To be honest, it actually brought overpopulated places like New York into a more social place. I think Pokemon actually made New York more social. Because if anybody has those weak stereotypes about how New York people are rude, how, you know, like, it actually brought everybody together because everybody could now share the same interest and talk about the same thing without, you know, trying to have the courage to actually step up to somebody and actually talk, which a lot of people don't. Well, most people like that play this game were nerds or people that grew up, they wouldn't normally like talk to people their own age or, you know, so I'm in awe because, Vaughn, what up? It actually brought a lot of people together, like this guy.
Mystic?
What? Really?
That's all we have to say, Team Mystic. So, you know, like merchandise, factions, they like over here, Team Mystic, emblems. It actually brought people together, you know, to be proud of like what they're doing because it's everybody, one common goal, catching Pokemon, being strong, and you know, it's the video game community. I think this is like a more innovative way of saying this Pokemon just put it to a new plateau because now people don't have to buy a PlayStation or an Xbox to actually talk to people. You can just use your phone.
Hey, Mystic.
He will elaborate on the Team Mystic.
I feel Team Mystic's #1 team in the country and all over the world. We stick together and we're so cool people like to get along with. Other teams, I don't know about them.
You agree.
Most of them are loud.
You agree with us.
Nauseous, just ridiculous. So Team Mystic is like the #1 team. I feel that all over the world.
Preach. Preach.
There's so much energy here. And a couple days before this game launched to North America, there was so much negativity in the news. There was, you know, the police involved shootings, and then there was the people that were shooting the police.
and it just felt like the whole world was falling apart, you know. And then this game came out, and I don't know, I walked around my neighborhood for a few hours that night and just forgot about all the problems in the world, you know. And I think that's the energy that you feel here. The underlying point is you come to a park like this and you have so many different races, so many different cultures, so many different backgrounds. It doesn't matter what's in your pocket. It doesn't matter where you came from. It just matters what's in your heart, I guess, you know. And I don't know. I think we forget that sometimes. But you can look around this park right now, and you can just see so much life and just so much energy and enjoyment coming from a cell phone game at the end of the day, you know. So I don't know. It kind of reminds you that even though some might tell you that everything's going wrong, everything's really okay.
One day I leave work at like 8:15, and I'm walking out. I work in B&H, so it's like at 8:15 I leave the store, and I'm walking down 33rd Street, and I see a Blastoise, which is a pretty rare Pokemon. So I'm like, oh my god! And I walk in the street, and I stop myself because I'm really like, okay, when I have 4 kids, it always happens. And like a little kid comes down, I'm like, hey, wait, you're an adult, calm down. And then I started looking for it, and then this big black guy who was like construction worker guy is like coming down there, and he's like, and I thought he's like coming at me like he's angry or something. And he's like, did you see it? And I'm like, no, what, the Blastoise? Yeah, did you see the Blastoise? I just saw it. And it apparently showed a bunch of people's screens around the area, and we started having this whole conversation. We suddenly became these great friends over a matter of like 5 seconds just because we're playing this game. And then they were walking down the street, and then there's like this like college girl. She's like obsessed with Blastoise, and there's like another guy walking around from another street, and we all like walking, we literally almost like into each other like that, because we found it was supposed to be in one spot, and then I suddenly got to meet those people, and we're all like having fun and talking, and having, you know, no pickup lines, no strange awkward moments to get into conversation. We just all playing Pokemon, and we suddenly all became friends. It was just the weirdest, most wonderful thing.
I started years ago. My son was a little boy. He's 24 years old now, and when Pokemon first came out, I bought him everything. I bought him the sheets, the pillowcases, and cards and everything, and it was fun, you know, playing with him and watching him play and come home with new cards and everything. And then when this came out, he got in contact with me and wanted to know if we wanted to do this again. But you know, this way. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I played with my son. It's a good bonding experience. We and my son to hang out together now. Like, he used to hang out with me when I was going fishing, but he got older and started seeing girls and stuff, so he abandoned Pops. But now we get to hang out again.
I would be so happy. 1, 2. Is Joy still there? Bam. 1, 2. Onyx, I know you're older, but I want to catch you. She knows every Pokemon's name. She knows everything. The first time Onyx was called Onyx, everyone. Finally, my dream come true. Wherever you are, I'm going to catch you in a Pokeball.
It was a Blastoise, and it'll be there for about another 2 minutes, but it's on 6th Ave. It's a long ways away. Blastoise. Yeah. They're always over here, and we're here every Friday from 6 to 9. Did you get a card? So here's more information. We do all the events, the Great for Kids, and we do free water and free cell-phone charges.
I got it on it.
Whoa, really? You know, I remember, when I was a kid, I remember going to, I think it was a Toys R Us, where, you know, people were throwing Pokemon where people were throwing card trading events where you could go and be part of a tournament and either trade cards with people or fight other, you know, duel other players, and it was all free. You know, growing up with parents that didn't have a lot of money to blow on random dumb stuff their kids wanted to do, you know, from their perspective, Like it's great to have a place where kids can come and parents can bring their kids. It's completely free. That it doesn't feel like you're being advertised to, or like no sponsors are really shoving their products down your throat. I mean, being awkward has, you know, a lot of overlap with social anxiety. And, you know, I mean, some people here are awkward. Like, I'm pretty awkward almost 24/7. So to be in this environment and feel comfortable with myself and feel accepted in the community is just great.
See, there's Pikachus over there, and there's Dragonair over there. I also, since then, have gotten this Charizard I've been carrying around.
I may not seem it, but I quite often have social anxiety issues. When I didn't have things to do, I spent a lot of time at home more and playing my games at home. I just am it was very tiring to go out, and I didn't have a lot of people to hang out with. But with Pokemon Go, it's just like, hey, you're finding so-and-so, you're finding so-and-so, and it can lead into like conversations and just meeting new friends and meeting new people, rather than having to try to figure that out, which is a huge like icebreaker. It makes things a lot less awkward for someone like me.
So after we secured the name Pokemon Go NYC on Meetup, you know, instantly we were seeing 250 members, you know, join a week, and you know, we met 1,000 members before the month was up. So we came out of the north side of the park. We went under the monument. It was almost as if we were an army, you know, with 200 or 300 people strong. You know, people were singing the Pokemon theme song. We had a few guys with Bluetooth speakers playing the music, so yeah, we really got people hyped up. It was, you know, and it was so cool to see everyone join in, and like, I mean, I feel like that's how communities start to be made. During the walk, like even, you know, a few blocks in at this moment, you know, I heard kids in the back yelling, "Yes, I got it!" You know, and that instantly like took me back when I was like their age, you know, with my little Game Boy Pikachu, you know, Pokemon Edition Game Boy, just like going at it and like catching rare Pokemon and like hitting a level 99, you know, training a Pokemon to level 99 or something. You know, it definitely I mean, just seeing the response really connected, you know, me to the community, I feel like. I feel like Pokemon Go's given me something that I didn't know I was missing out on. And I think a lot of people share that. I mean, even if they aren't, you know, workaholic game developers like me, they still get this decent surprise of someone being like, "Hey, are you playing Pokemon Go? Let's talk about it." I think it's therapeutic in a city that's so closed off, where you know, people do just like work, ride the train, go to sleep, wake up, work, ride the train, go to sleep, and for you to realize that you're not just this like bubble moving through a crowd that like no one can penetrate, but to like walk through Union Square Park and just stop for a minute, but then like be included in on a whole other group of people's conversation. Yeah, no, I think it's really great for people.